Toronto as we get set for the deciding Game 5 of the American League Division Series with the Blue Jays and Rangers tied 2 games apiece. And good afternoon, everybody. Kenny Albert, along with Harold Reynolds, Tom Verducci, and Ken Rosenthal. Win or go home. Winner of today's game will move on to the American League Championship Series. Win at home is something we have not yet seen in this series. The visiting team has won each of the first 4 games. So, Harold, the Blue Jays lose the first 2 at home here in Toronto, but down in Texas, their big bats came alive.
Very rare in a Game 5 you have this immense star power. You know, you look at the other side of Texas, Hamilton, Cole Hamels going today. You got Prince Fielder, Beltre. On the Blue Jays side, Batista, Tulo, but the star of both stars to me is Josh Donaldson, and he's showing us everything that he's capable of doing in this series and just taking it over. Hey, it started a little tough first for him. First game, hitting the head, had to sit out, and then second game came back off. Cole Hamels hits his home run. Third game, he showed us his speed. First to third, and going ahead, being able to score another run, setting up a big inning here, and got the Blue Jays going back on track. And then in Game 4, the first inning, 2-run homer, set the trend, and they were off and running. That's why we're here, Game 5. The star of stars, who I think is the MVP of the American League, is carrying it right now, and that's Josh Donaldson.
He had an unbelievable regular season, 2 home runs in this series over the first 4 games. Now the Blue Jays will send 24-year-old Marcus Stroman to the mound. He will start Game 5. Tom, for the Rangers, it's the former World Series most valuable player back in 2008 with the Phillies, Cole Hamels. This is why the Rangers acquired Hamels at the trade deadline in late July for a game like this.
Well, listen, if there was a factory somewhere where the Rangers could mail order a pitcher for this game, he would have the qualities that Cole Hamels has. Because against Toronto, you need to change speeds and sink the ball down and away. That's exactly in the wheelhouse of Cole Hamels. We saw that in Game 2. 10 times they swung at his changeup. 8 times they missed it. That is his bread and butter. The other quality, send somebody out there who has been here before. And check this out. 4 times he has taken the ball with his team having a chance to close out a series. Every time his team has won the game. And oh, by the way, he was on the mound when the Rangers clinched the AL West. Hostile atmosphere here, but the Rangers feel like they have the right man at the right time.
Well, the Rangers have won Cole Hamels' last 11 starts, including Game 2 here in Toronto. The Toronto Blue Jays in the postseason for the first time since 1993 look to advance. Or will it be the Texas Rangers who head to their 3rd ALCS in the last 6 years? Game 5 is next. For the Blue Jays up against the Texas Rangers, their batting order, Delano DeShields leads off, followed by Shin-Soo Choo. Prince Fielder will bat 3rd today. Adrian Beltre in the cleanup spot. Then Mitch Moreland. Josh Hamilton hits 6th. Bottom of the order, Elvis Andrus, Rupert Odor, and Chris Jimenez, the Rangers catcher. Texas won the first 2 games here in Toronto, lost the next 2 at home. Having some fun in their dugout prior to Game 5.
Oh, so nervous, right? No. Having some fun, getting ready.
Marcus Stroman suffered a torn ACL 219 days ago. He told manager John Gibbons he will be back in September. He won all 4 of his September starts. Started Game 2 for the Blue Jays, and he gets the ball in Game 5.
His stuff is electric. You'll see a lot of hard sinkers, great movement. He'll have a slider, and it's hard. Mid-90s.
First pitch to Delano DeShields is in for strike 1.
He's a guy who pitches on emotion and energy. He's going to try to tap this big crowd and work quickly. The Rangers, they want to slow him down.
Tell you what, he comes out painting. If he's leaving the ball in corners like that, it's going to be a long afternoon for the Rangers.
6 hits in the series for DeShields. Falls behind 0-2. Stroman allowed 3 runs over the first 2 innings in Game 2, then settled down. Retired 14 straight at one point. And DeShields leads off game 5 with an extra base hit off the wall and left.
Wow. Got a hanging breaking ball. When a pitcher throws as hard as he does, and DeShields, the top of the order guy, he's hitting off that fastball, he gets the bat head out, just hanger, and got out in front of it and put enough on it. He thought the ball might get out, not even 2 off the bat.
You know, in game 2, the curveball was the best pitch that Stroman had that day. Obviously, not a quality one right there. Best thing about Stroman is he has many pitches to go to.
A leadoff double for DeShields. Here's Chu, who had 3 hits in game 4. He takes a called strike, 0-1.
Well, that's his best one right there. A two-seamer coming back, start at the left-handed hitter's hips, run back over the plate.
I was going to say, this is a big at-bat for Chu. There it is. Looking to manufacture the run, just get him over.
Goins makes the play. DeShields to third.
Remember the last time we were back here playing, the Rangers did a great job hitting run, moving runners. That's why they would win ball games. And we were talking, Tom, with Bannister about that earlier today.
He said it's always important, but scoring first, especially important in a sudden death game. Game 5 of the LDSs, team that scores first, 18-5.
They've got the infield drawn in with Prince Fielder, who's really been struggling in the RBI column in the postseason.
Just 2 for 16 in the series. He has not driven in a run. The throw comes home. DeShields safe. Rangers lead 1-0.
Well, that's the explosion of DeShields and the slow track that you have on this turf here in Toronto. Fella came hard. He's coming on contact. You can hear the third base coach yelling, go, go, go. And the second hop, if he's able to get there on the first hop, you might have a play. But the second hop, he looks like a running back going right up the gut on a little power play. See you later.
Just hard to defend speed. You saw DeShields read that play. And after that slow hop you talked about, H, it was full jets right there.
So Prince Fielder with his first run batted in of the series. His first in his last 94 plate appearances in the postseason. Ball 1 to Adrian Beltre.
And Kenny, who would have thought that Prince Fielder's first RBI would be a worm burner?
Right.
A little hopper in front of the plate.
Now Beltre left game 1 of the 3rd inning to a back injury. Sat out games 2 and 3. Returned in game 4. And had base hits in each of his first 2 at bats.
Yeah, and he looked good right there with that swing. He hadn't been able to really let it go. That looked like the first one. Another good swing, Tom.
Yeah, I think it's almost like an old car in the winter, though. It takes a while to warm up. You know, the swings got better during the game in game 4. This should be a good matchup. Beltre is such a good low ball hitter against the sinker ball pitcher.
A 1-2 from Stroman. Well, Jeff Bannister, the Rangers manager, telling us earlier that Beltre is measurably better than he was on Monday. Played the entire game. Went 2 for 4. Team scoring first has won each of the first 4. The visiting team has scored first in all 4. Beltre beats the throw. Blue Jays get the lead runner. Now 2 away.
That's a big sign right there. If you want to know how Adrian Beltre is feeling, this should have been a double play ball, or would have been a double play ball a couple days ago. Here's a little ISO look at him getting down the line. It's better than it was, but he gutted it out the last 4 or 5 steps because he knew what was at stake there with the double play ball.
I could hear him creaking all the way up here.
Smiles in the Rangers dugout as Prince Fielder is congratulated for driving in the game's first run. Here's Mitch Moreland looking for his first hit of the series. Moreland 0 for 10.
I bet Stroman would want the curveball back that he threw to DeShields. Because everything else, all the right-handed hitters, Adrian, he busted in hard and was able to keep him off balance with the. It's got great movement with the fastball right now. How far that ball moved off the plate.
Well, he's got a tremendous ability to spin the baseball. Very few pitchers can throw 3 different spinning pitches: cutter, slider, curveball.
Deep left field, Revere. And that will do it for the Rangers, but they take the early lead. DeShields with a leadoff double to left, and he scores the game's first run. Bottom of the first with the Rangers leading 1-0. Cole Hamels getting set to make his 15th career postseason start. The Blue Jays batting order: Revere, Donaldson, Bautista, Encarnacion cleanup, then Colabello, Tulowitzki, Martin, Pilar, and Goins. Ben Revere leads off. He and Cole Hamels, teammates the last 3 seasons in Philadelphia. Both traded by the Phillies on July 31st. Revere with a hit in every game this series. To the right side. Moreland with the flip. Hamels covering, 1 away. Well, Cole Hamels started game 2, allowed 4 runs, 2 earned in 7 innings. He was 7-1 with the Rangers following the trade from Philadelphia, 13-8 overall this season. And as we mentioned in our open, the Rangers have won each of his last 11 starts.
Well, in game number 2, he threw the 2nd most cutters he's thrown all year. Of course, the changeup we talked about, making sure the ball gets off the plate to both sides of the plate on the right-handed hitters. Cutters in, changeups down and away.
Chance of MVP as Josh Donaldson steps in. 13 first-inning home runs during the regular season, 2 in this series, including 1 off Cole Hamels in game 2.
Came right after the first swing, too. I'm really curious about this matchup. Tom, you talked about how effective that changeup was that Cole threw last time, all the swings and misses they had. He didn't feature that on the home run to Donaldson when he gave up the homer.
To Donaldson, Hamels missing inside. A 1-1.
It was actually the one changeup they did square up. 3-2. Hamels loves to go to changeups to right-handed hitters, and it looked on the home run in game 2 that, to me, that Donaldson was sitting on that pitch.
You're absolutely right. I remember that because the 2-2 pitch looked like it was a strike.
Fastball in for strike 2.
Yeah, because he missed on the fastball with 2-2. And then he came back with the 3-2 changeup when he hit the home run. Remember that now.
You weren't working that day, Harold.
Exactly. But I was watching.
Now Donaldson steps out. 1 out, bottom of the first inning. Texas Rangers with a run in the top half. A 1-2 from Hamels, and Donaldson got a piece of it.
Well, Tom, here's the pitch you're talking about.
Yeah, this is not a bad pitch either. It's in the strike zone, but down and away. And the way he went after that pitch, completely on balance, sinking the backside down to go get it, told me that was something he sniffed out. And again, 3-2, he does like to throw that change.
Gave him a different look. Gave him a curveball right there.
Donaldson down on strikes, 2 away.
Cole Hamels mixing it up early. And you got to. The thing about, you want to know as a hitter, okay, they just saw Cole Hamels a few days ago. What adjustments will he try to make within a series and seeing him so close together? Well, there it is. He's gone to the curveball.
So with 2 away, here's Bautista, 4 for 18 in the series. 1-1. .40 home runs during the regular season. An all-star each of the last 6 years.
And that's what I've seen a lot from Bautista this series. Balls that he feels like he should have hit, that he's either fouling off or popping up.
He's popped up a lot of balls in this series, but that's his game, especially here. 2 outs, bases empty, looking to go yard.
He's 4 for 12 lifetime against Hamels.
There's that cutter. Anytime you see those guys raise their arms up like that, that's that hard cutter. It's going to get right to the dirt area and start to dive in on the hitter. Here it is right there. The difference with the cutters is not, you don't see the cut on it, the spin.
Shallow right. Coming on is Chu. Blue Jays retired in order in the first. Josh Hamilton will lead off for the Rangers. When we return, Texas by a run. By Chevrolet, find new roads. By Bank of America, who invite you to keep sharing your favorite baseball memories all postseason. And by T-Mobile, switch to the Un-carrier today. Roof closed once again here in Toronto. That's determined by Major League Baseball during the postseason. Blue Jays, a game under 500, 15 and 16, including this series with the roof closed this season.
Yeah, kind of strange. I don't know why the difference.
Well, they've never had a playoff game here with the roof open. Back in the early 90s, Major League Baseball was really worried that technology might not work if they kept it open and all of a sudden rain came in. And I think now they worry a little bit about changing conditions if the roof has to be closed in the course of the game. Easiest thing to do, have the same conditions throughout pitch 1 to the last pitch.
It'll take like 15 minutes for the roof to close if they feel like they need to close it.
54 degrees in Toronto today, 68 inside the dome.
They've been throwing a lot of curveballs to Hamilton, and that's what Stroman got him in game 2. Back foot curveball.
Hamilton with 2 hits in game 3. That broke an 0 for 31 postseason stretch.
Yeah, and both the hits were fastballs. And we were a little bit surprised at the time.
Payoff pitch.
That's looking for a fastball to pull a ball into your own dugout on that side. That's how far your bat head's getting out in front.
Leadoff walk. Hamilton heads to first. And that's the first walk allowed by Blue Jays pitching in the last 3 games. Rangers did not draw a walk in either of the games at home.
75 consecutive plate appearances. Very rare for a Texas team. Nice job by Hamilton, as you said, H, fouling off the curveball. That was just a sinker by Stroman. It didn't move.
That's kind of a tribute to the Blue Jays staff, that you're around the plate that much. You're not walking guys. You may see a hit and run in this combination with Hamilton and Elvis Anderson. Bunt. There you go.
Stroman quickly off the mound. The throw to second. Gets the lead runner, Hamilton.
Great play by Stroman. And you got Tulo on the back end. You heard Russell Martin saying 2-2-2. Now, we've been talking a lot about the AstroTurf and how soft it is, but it's harder than grass. And on a bunt, you got to really deaden the ball. This ball's not a good bunt by Elvis. He's looking for a base hit. He didn't get the bat head out. I don't think that was a sacrifice. I think that was a bunt for a hit. And if you get it down, you get it down. And he kind of did not pull it down the line. He left it out there, and Marcus Stroman showed his athletic ability.
Great play, great feet, no panic, true throw.
When Stroman pitched at Duke, on his off days, he played some second base. He played some shortstop.
Well, and that's a tribute to the hard work he did rehabbing to get his feet and legs back in condition to be able to still move like that.
Rougned Odor at the plate. Well, Stroman tore his ACL on March 10th. Fielding a bunt, ironically, during spring training. That's when he suffered the injury. Underwent reconstructive knee surgery. He vowed to be back in September, and not only did he return, but he's now making his second start in the postseason. And while he was rehabbing, as Odor falls behind 0-2, Stroman completed his degree at Duke.
I thought it was incredible. I was actually at Blue Jays camp when he got hurt. I was there like a couple days, and he was getting ready to leave to head back to Duke to do his finish schooling.
The 0-2, and Odor with a base hit into right field. Andrews to second. Rangers with 2 on, 1 out here in the top of the second inning.
Well, and that's why I think Elvis Andrus was trying to bunt. Odor's been hot. He's been swinging the bat well, consistent. Here's another ball. Look at that ball run back on you. And that's one of the things that the Rangers have discussed as their game plan is you gotta hit the ball and expect it to be a strike. He's got that kind of movement. You look for the ball to be a strike, and you saw the movement. It starts at the hip of the left-hand hitter and comes back over the plate.
I'm sorry, Kenny. I'm not seeing that real good movement from Stroman right now.
So 2 on. The number 9 hitter, Chris Jimenez. The Rangers catcher at the plate, 1 for 6 in game 2.
With this combination on the bases, don't be surprised you don't see a double steal. That's why they're pinching him in the middle right now, the second baseman Goins, because Elvis Andrus will run and Odor will follow. Now, the advantage of being a guy that can steal bases and be at second base, you look at a pitcher's grip. I know a lot of people think you look at the signs and maybe be able to pick up the sequence. You look at their grip. Once they bring it up in their glove, if you get a breaking ball grip or a changeup grip, you're off and running.
Andrus bluff for 1-1. Missing low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, it is something of a medical miracle that this guy is on the mound. You mentioned the torn ACL in spring training. He told John Givens, "I will see you in September." Andrew kind of rolled his eyes and said, "Yeah, okay." He humored him. They did not expect him to be back on the mound anytime this year.
He sent out a tweet on March 12th, 2 days after suffering the injury. It read, "The return will be legendary."
Well, he can get legendary right here, too. He can get a double play ball and get out of this, and that's the beauty of his stuff. I love his attitude and his personality. I think that's one of the reasons they went with him today, knowing that the moment's not going to faze him.
The 2-2 from Stroman. His first strikeout, 2 away.
Good look at that hard sinker.
So 2 on, 2 out. Here's to Shields, who led off the game with a double off the wall and left, and came around to score the game's first run. Team high 7 hits in the series for DeShields.
Well, let's go back and look at DeShields throughout the series. Let's go game 2. Let's go StatCast on it. All right, watch him using the legs, getting down the line. You talk about flying 3.83 down the line on a grounder. Today, we watched him with this going back home on a bang-bang play. The explosion to me and the max speed of 20 miles an hour, that's pretty dang good.
The 0-2 with Andrus on the move. Out third.
We're going to replay this.
Nope.
Now, it'll be interesting because does he hit Donaldson's hand and stop him? And there's his foot, I should say, but here's the tag. Ooh, I think they got him. What do you think, Tom?
I think they got him. A question whether they want to use one of the 2 challenges right here.
I think he's got that left hand. He's not there yet. Yeah, but
we'll take a look. We're going to take a look at it.
well, remember they got about 13 different angles than what you see at home on TV when it goes back to the replay center back in New York and Chelsea.
I think this is a matter of having 2 challenges in the postseason where you think, why not? You know, that's the difference between being out of the inning and having 2 runners in scoring position. Go ahead and take a shot.
Well, and let's go back to why you're running here, though. You got 2 strikes on the hitter and you got 2 outs. And if he was going to run, you run early in the AB and give DeShields something to work with. Maybe have a chance to drive it in. So
I agree.
I don't like the steal on this situation unless you're going to run earlier in the count.
Well, some of the Blue Jays are running off the field after the video was shown on the board here. You're going to get third base with 2 outs here. You better be sure you're safe.
Remember, in extra innings in Game 2, there was a challenge that went against the Blue Jays. But this time, the call stands. Andrus tagged out by Donaldson. Middle of the second. 1-0 Rangers. Edwin Encarnacion leads off for the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the second inning against Cole Hamels. He's 4 for 16 in the series, 0 for 3 against Hamels in Game 2. Blue Jays were retired in order in the first.
Cutter right there. Cutter you'll typically see at 90, 91, four-seamer 94. Opens up the outside part of the plate now.
2-1.
And that's the pitch. Tom, you did a great job of explaining that when Gallardo pitched here, how they tried to pound that ball down and away from these right-hand hitters.
Colabello on deck. Texas Rangers with a 1-0 lead in Game 5. Series tied at 2. Leadoff walk. Encarnacion to first.
And let's go back to this Elvis Andrus steal right here. As Cole Hamels says, where's that pitch? Here's why he's late, okay? Watch when Stroman lifts his leg. He should be off and running. He hasn't even got to his running position yet, and he's about a step and a half late. That's why he's going to be out at third. The other thing that happens in this situation, when you know there's a trail runner that's going to run with you, and you've already told him you're going, it kind of forces you into having to go even if you don't feel like you got a great jump because you hang him out a little bit. I just didn't like the play overall. Like the aggressiveness, but not at that time.
Here's Colabello, who hauled it in the first inning in Game 4. Here in Game 5, base hit right center. Encarnacion to second, so the Blue Jays threatening with 2 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning.
Well, he's done it throughout this series, did it throughout the season. Colabello, notorious first ball hitter. Hit 537. That's right, over 500 this year when he put the first pitch into play. Didn't hit that one hard, but perfectly placed.
Well, this is what's so dangerous about this Toronto lineup. It's almost like now you go 3 and 4, like another 3-hitter and a 4-hitter. You got Tulowitzki and then you got Russell Martin. You can throw them on about 15 teams in the big leagues and they'd hit 3 and 4 in their lineup.
Tulowitzki only 2 hits in the series, but he had the big blow in Game 3. A 3-run home run in the 6th inning off Chichi Gonzalez.
How about that?
I'm getting a wow out of that one.
Well, you've got a third baseman you know is compromised with the back. You've got a hitter right now, despite that home run, scuffling throughout this series. He's not fully healthy. Smart play. Beltre has been playing him back at third base.
Tulowitzki 0 for 3 against Hamels in Game 2. He struck out twice.
I think the big thing there, too, was the element of surprise. I don't think anybody expected Tulo to think about bunting.
Swings and he fouls it off down the left field line. 0-2. A look at the umpires. There's Dale Scott, the crew chief, behind the plate. Dan Bellino at first. James Hoy. Rick Carapazza. Alfonso Marquez in left. And Marvin Hudson in right. 2 on, nobody out. The 0-2 to Tulowitzki. Hamels missing high, 1-2.
Tom, what's he doing? He's setting up what?
Well, the thing about Hamels I've noticed already, it's classic Hamels. When he does go in, he doesn't miss in the strike zone. He's trying to get this four-seamer in on the hands Rarely will he leave the ball on the inside half of the plate. Good miss.
Yeah, I think he's going to go with that changeup right here. That's kind of setting up that outside again. Back with a cutter. I love the cat and mouse, and these two have faced each other enough in the National League. Tulo has a feel for Cole Hamels, and Cole Hamels has a little bit of a feel for Tulo. So you mix it up. We're seeing him mix up his sequence compared to even the last game he pitched in this series.
Right, 22 career at bats for Tulowitzki against Hamels, 5 hits, including 2 home runs. A 1-2. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Tried to backdoor the cutter right there.
This is what you pay for the experience of Cole Hamels right here. In a bit of a jam, the crowd's going crazy. You got an all-star hitter at the plate. How do you minimize the damage? That's what you're asking if you're a Texas fan. You're Toronto, you want the big man to jump into one.
Right-handed hitter. Most of the time, he'll go to the changeup. This one's just off the plate. Nice job by Tulowitzki.
He was asking Del Scott earlier, where were those pitches when he was facing Encarnacion?
Well, pitch foul back.
That's why it's so difficult to face with 2 strikes. You may think he's going changeup, but you have to honor that velocity.
The big deadline acquisitions by each club, Hamels and Tulowitzki. Hamels wants the ball.
Came right back in with another heater. Let's see if this got the play. Ooh, got a little bit of a call there, huh?
Huge call right there.
That ball looked down to me.
Remember, the call is when that ball crosses the plate. Saw Jimenez catch it below the zone and bring it back up. Dale Scott said over the plate. It was at the knee of Tulowitzki.
An 8-pitch at bat. Tulowitzki down on strikes. 2 on, 1 out for Russell Martin. First pitch, right field, Chu. Ground number 2. On his way to third is Encarnacion. Runners on the corners. So it took 8 pitches to retire Tulowitzki, and then Russell Martin swings at the first pitch from Hamels and flies out.
Well, let's go back and look at it. And there's the presentation. I think you're right, Tom. You don't get caught up in the presentation of the catcher pulling that back up. Del Scott's seeing it as he sees it go over the plate. To me, I still think it's down even as it goes over the plate. But I'm just saying the catcher bringing the glove up is not that big of an influence right there.
Shouldn't be. But very close to take there. Leave the at-bat in the umpire's hands. 3-2 count. He doubled up on fastballs on Tulowitzki.
So with runners on the corners and 2 outs, here's Kevin Pillar, who has a team leading 7 hits in the series. Tied for the major league lead in the postseason. And going back to the regular season, Pillar with a hit in 14 consecutive games.
Del Scott's got the little Tim McClellan delayed call on us going on.
He did.
Talked about it earlier, the experience of Cole Hamels to be able to slow down the situation. He's got first and second, no outs, and it looked like this place was getting ready to erupt. Got a big strikeout, and now he's back to a pop-up. He's got an 0-2 count.
Well, what we saw in games 3 and 4, the discipline of the Blue Jays to make Rangers pitchers get the ball into the strike zone. Hamels so far nothing in the center of the plate.
and you see the contrast of the two offenses too. They get two runners on, first and second, no outs. They're not running. They're not moving. They're going to have to be knocked in, and that's what's hard to beat a guy like Cole Hamels with back-to-back hits to have to drive the sluggers on the base path home.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. And Pilar strikes out to end the inning. So 2 on, nobody out. And then Hamels shuts the door. First the strikeout to Tulowitzki. Martin's flied out on the first pitch. And Pilar strikes out as well. First pitch of the inning to Shields. Grounds out to the third baseman, Josh Donaldson.
Nice play by Donaldson. They have him drawn in because you got to honor the Shields' speed, which we talked about earlier in the game, in case he bunts. Now, another thing, we've been talking about this turf a lot. That's one that bounces over your head on old AstroTurf.
Well, you saw the grimace by DeShields as well. Remember, he's got a slight tear of the MCL in that left knee.
Yeah, I did see that at the end of the play there.
Remember, DeShields was at the plate when Andrus was caught stealing to end the second inning. So DeShields led off, and now it's Chu who rounded out to the second baseman, Goins. Moving DeShields over to third, his first time up, and now a drive deep right field. Batista back. He looks up. It's gone. Shin-Soo Choo takes Marcus Stroman deep, giving the Texas Rangers a 2-0 lead.
Well, that's what Chu can do. A lot of people think he's just going to be a guy that's going to walk and be patient. We've watched him swing aggressively. He finally caught one.
Well, I said earlier, I didn't see the same movement on the 2-seamer. This almost looked like a 4-seamer. Straight fastball without the run on it.
It's Chu's second career postseason home run. He went deep in the wild card game for the Reds back in 2013 against the Pirates.
Yeah, it's just not the same run on that 2-seamer, and it stayed right in the barrel.
Goins, the first fielder, is retired, 2 away.
Tom, go ahead and elaborate on that. Here's the pitch.
Well, I think he's got one of the best 2-seamers. That looks like a 4-seamer, but the spin on, he's got a very different grip on the 2-seamer where the seams are not directly underneath his fingers. I think it's one of the best 2-seamers in baseball. It's certainly one of the oddest grips on it. And it's a pitch, believe it or not, he really only went to the middle of last year. Like a traditional 4-seam curveball pitcher. That was a good one right there, and he reinvented himself with that 2-seamer and a very strange grip that he uses.
Chu, 22 home runs during the regular season, tied his career high. He was the American League Player of the Month in September. And he has extended the Texas Rangers lead to 2-0. 1-2 on Beltre.
That 2-seamer is so good that Trevor Bauer, Cleveland Indians, studied it all winter looking at super slow-mo video to see how Marcus does make that 2-seamer run. He said, I want one of those.
Whoa.
Time was called by the home plate umpire, Dale Scott.
Yeah, you get time. This is interesting. You get time out when the umpire gives it to you, but you know what? In the postseason, you better be ready to go. Abe just stepped out, hopped back in. Here it was.
He definitely likes to work fast.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Well, I think that's something they picked up from Mark Burley. When you spend time with somebody on your staff, nobody works faster than Mark Burley, and your defense loves it. So keeps everybody in the game and works quick.
Beltre with a base hit into right center.
Tell you what, they were talking shades of Willis Reed, and for those of you that are younger than us up here, you may not know who Willis Reed was, but he was a big center for the New York Knicks back in the day, and he got injured in a big critical World Championship Series, and here comes Big Willis back out onto the court, and that's what they likened it to with Adrian Beltre coming back to the lineup.
Prince Fielder says he's the one guy who he's a mystery. He plays better when he's hurt for some reason.
May 8th, 1970, Harold.
There you go.
Willis Reed had the Lakers psyched out during warm-ups when he came out and hit a couple of shots.
There you go. Back in the day. Well, Adrian didn't come out and warm up today either. No BP. Looked for him on the field. He wasn't. He's in the training room stretching most of the time.
Nothing and 2 on Moreland, still looking for his first hit of the series. He's 0 for 11.
And here's something to look for. Can Stroman put hitters away? Because remember the first hitter of the game, he got 2 quick strikes. I said, uh-oh, it's going to be a long day for Texas. He hadn't been able to put guys away. And Tom, that speaks to what you were talking about with his stuff today. Just not as crisp as it was before.
Well, both the curveballs left up to DeShields and to Beltre were waffled. 2 strike pitches that he wanted down, both hung up.
The 1-2 from Stroman, and Moreland fouls it off.
Nice stroke, Nice stroke.
Marcus actually looks calm out there. I mean, he loves to play with energy and emotion. And he's looking for a strikeout to get himself pumped up.
He has said, I pitch with anger. Left center. Revere. Inning comes to an end, but the Rangers extend to a 2-0 lead. Second career postseason home run off the bat of Shin-Soo Choo. 2-0 Texas. Middle of the third. In game 5, 2-0. As Ryan Goins leads off for the Blue Jays, he is 0 for 13 in this series. Hamels worked his way out of a 2-on, no-out jam in the second inning. And then Chu with the home run off Stroman at the top of the third. A 2-0 from Hamels. Now 2-1.
Still not a bad time to think about a bunt. Test Beltre at third base. And Hamels, unlike Derek Holland, a left-hander who actually falls off more towards first base side.
Well, a lot of times what happens if you're a guy like Goins, for example, not swinging the bat great right now, that bunt, even though you may be out, it helps your team. It tells you a lot about what Beltre can do, like you're talking about, and it moves Hamels a little bit too.
And Revere on deck. Hamels threw 30 pitches over the first 2 innings. 6th pitch of this at bat coming up.
Swing.
95 challenge fastball. Cole Hamels.
The fastball
Here it comes
Hamels
again.
has come back about mid-season. Started seeing that ball about mid-90s.
Goins called out on strikes. 4th strikeout for Hamels.
Boy, he is super sharp. Four-seam fastball, the velocity at 95, holding the plane on the corner. I mean, you couldn't have done it better with a paintbrush.
But look at how the catcher sets up too. His body's off the plate, but the glove is over. the presentation on that to give him a target was beautiful.
They've worked very well together, Hamels and Jimenez. Jimenez has started the last 11 Hamels starts, and they've won each and every one of those 11 games.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. You can see it, though. It's a great rhythm. He's got an idea what Cole's doing, and that's a tribute to Jimenez being able to get with a guy when he comes over and really getting a good flow. You don't see him shaking off. It's in a great rhythm. Now he shakes off. Thanks, Cole.
And now the 0-2 to Revere. Hamels making his 321st start in the major leagues, regular season plus postseason. It's his first start in a winner-take-all game. He's never started Game 5 of a best-of-5 or Game 7 of a best-of-7 series. But he has won a couple of series-clinching games. Off the glove of Hamels, waiting for it is Andrews, no play.
Once that ball tipped in the air, you're not getting Ben Revere. He's saying, would you have had it? See, that's one of those tough ones for the pitcher. Do you let it go or do you not? And Elvis is saying he might have had it. I don't know. But again, I love the communication of Cole Hamels, just the court awareness. When you spend time around this guy, you understand why he's so good. You do.
Yeah, it's just instinct right there. Can't blame him at all.
All right, another big AB from Mr. Donaldson.
Donaldson struck out in the first. Took Hamels deep in the first inning back in Game 2.
How fun is this? Great game. Cat and mouse, I love it. Here comes a little curveball again.
There's the breaking ball. I think if you're Toronto right now, the difficulty is you cannot rule out any of Hamels' pitches. He's shown the ability to throw everything and put it where he wants to.
One out, bottom of the third inning. Revere takes his lead off first. 1-1 to Donaldson, now 1-2.
There is no breaking his rhythm either from the Blue Jays right now. You know, draw a throw over if you've been Revere. Do something to take Cole Hamels out of his rhythm a little bit, even if you're not going to run. Draw a throw to first. He's getting it, pick up his glove, and going home and being able to execute his pitches, and that's not a good place to be if you're the Blue Jays right now.
Revere 31 steals during the regular season, and he knows Hamels as well as anybody. Teammates the last 3 years.
There you go. Something. He got a little bigger lead that time, and you force Cole to have to do a different action just to break up that rhythm. It's like the guy who's shooting free throws all the time. Pretty soon, roll the ball back to him, break up his rhythm a little bit.
1-2 to Donaldson, now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Hamels is very deliberate to the plate. Base stealers 20 out of 23 this year, but he's got a very good balk move to first base. You really have to pay attention to that.
With the club, the offense they have, I don't think they want to cut him loose. They're looking for the big ball for the next 2 guys.
Bounce to the left side of the infield. Andrews fires across to retire Donaldson for out number 2.
That was a great play by Elvis Andrus. I don't know if that was a delayed steal or just Ben Revere getting a good jump, but he knew he had no play at second base. When that ball's hit, you're thinking second. He doesn't hesitate. And he knows his play is going to be at first, and Revere's already sliding in second base. He goes to second with that ball. Revere's safe. See where Revere's at? He goes to second, he's safe. So the reaction and understanding that Revere's got a little bit of a lead. He's got great speed. Once you take 4 steps to your right, I had no play at second, I'll go to first. Right there. He's got no play at second, but that wasn't a look. That was an understanding of who's on and how the ball was hit off the bat. Great play. Unknown, but it's a great play. It won't be remembered much.
notice by a former middle infielder.
Yeah, you pick those things up, man. You appreciate it.
Bautista fly to right back in the first inning. Revere, the runner on second with 2 outs.
He's popped up to the right side 5 times in this series.
This time a base hit into the left field corner. Revere scores. And Bautista is safe at second with an RBI double. Blue Jays cut the Rangers lead in half.
We'll see if we get a review on this. That's the first one. Well, he squared the ball up in Texas the other night for a double off the wall. Right here, he gets a ball inside. You can't continue to flirt with him in all the time. Nice piece of hitting by Bautista. But here's where that replay comes in. And here's where the stalling is going on in the game right now. Where we can show all these replays because Texas is waiting to see what might happen. Here's the look everybody's waiting for. Does he come off the bag? That's the big question. This will give us a good look right here. Great slide. I don't think you can take that away from him right there.
That's not worth a challenge. I was talking about him popping the ball to the right side. Sometimes he does have a tendency to pull off the baseball, and that's where you'll get the weak fly balls to the right side. That was the case with the ball in, stayed on the baseball, and absolutely hammered it.
This again is another one of those tactics now with replay. They didn't think they had a good angle. Maybe they're waiting to see other angles and see if they got a chance.
The other aspect, guys, remember the Rangers already challenged the play back in the second inning.
Got to keep one in your pocket. And I think you'd have to be 99% certain you're going to win that challenge to burn that challenge.
Yeah, you don't burn it here. This is going to be a tight game all the way down to the end. But you can clearly see what infielders are doing now. Rougned Odor leaving that tag on the runner. He's safe clearly, but just leave it on him. And wait and hope he slides off, and you might get it on a replay.
Well, not only leave it on him, but push it on him as well.
Encarnacion takes ball 1. Walked his first time up. 1 run in. Bautista, the runner on second with 2 outs.
Well, I'm looking at that pitch count too. He's at 49. They've done it. He's got out of some jams, but they've made him work. These have been a lot of stress pitches.
Hamels threw 114 pitches in game 2 on Friday. He's on regular rest 4 days. Behind in the count 2-0 to Encarnacion. There's Mike Maddox, Rangers pitching coach. Fans don't like it.
Fans don't like it, but I think it's a smart move for the Rangers. Although the man on deck has been hotter than a pistol. I think that's what the conversation with Maddox was when he came out. Which one of these guys do you want? You fall behind him, put him on, and we'll go after the other guy. That's why that conversation right there was, because you're looking not at the hitter right then, you're looking down the road. How do I get out of this jam?
Again with Colabello, you want to get ahead, but be careful. First ball hitter, it's over 500. Better be a quality first pitch strike.
Third time Encarnacion has been walked intentionally in this series. Colabello a single. Back in the second inning. 2 on, 2 out.
Ooh, that didn't look like a good spin move. That looked like a bop. Everybody's yelling at second base ump, and he's saying no.
New set of signs from Jimenez.
It is loud in here. It's an exciting game. This is great.
The winner moves on.
Yeah, this roof being closed makes it loud.
Right.
Even Chris had to grin at that one. He got what he was looking for in the fastball. He just didn't get the baseball.
Kept it away from him just enough, though. Loses the footing.
A 1-1 for Hamels. Colabello stays on his feet. Takes ball 2.
Jimenez was asking for a foul tip on this call. Cut fastball. Colabello tried to hold up on.
Says a foul and he caught it. He clearly caught it. But I don't know how you get the foul tip.
Well, his reaction right away, Jimenez.
You heard it right there.
There's a double click. Sounded like it.
But that's awful hard for Del Scott to hear right now.
It's not exactly a library here, is it?
No.
Hard to hear anything, never mind a faint tip of the ball on the bat.
That's so hard to decipher. And if you look at it, it doesn't even look like the ball hits the bat. See a slight change of direction, but not much.
Whoever said this is a game of inches overestimated it.
And now the umpires will get together.
Good job by Del Scott right here.
Well, they're discussing, is this reviewable or is it not reviewable? I'm sure they'd know immediately, but did anybody see anything or anybody hear anything? They didn't hear it. I guarantee you that.
That's the first thing you do. You get the guys together and you say, what do you got? Tell me what you saw.
Nothing.
Nope, nobody saw it.
But you know what? It's also formality. Get together. And the worst thing they could do is say, nope, we're not going to meet. What good does that accomplish anything? So you meet, you come back and say we don't have it. Now the manager's pleased, everybody's pleased to go play the game.
And remember, no pitch changes a count outcome more than the 1-1 pitch.
And a foul tip not on the list of reviewable plays. 2-1 to Colabello. Now 2-2.
That one I heard. No.
No question about that one.
Boy, foul ball's getting a lot of folks on comments in trouble up here.
Dating back to game 1, right, Harold? 2 on, 2 out. Well, 2-2. The count is full.
He had him full, too, because Colabello looked like he was looking for the changeup, looking at his body motion. Watch him lean to go out and get it, and this ball comes right back inside on him. Usually he's hitting off the fastball, right?
Yeah, the way he took that looked to me like he was looking for something away.
Manager Jeff Bannister behind our camera. This will be the 28th pitch of the inning from Hamels. Another foul.
Well, that's that 3-2 changeup to the right-hander. Loves that pitch. That's his money pitch.
You can almost see that 58 and dock it, too, because 2 of them were for the intentional walk. It ends up making it 56. My book.
I mean, his changeup is the equivalent of most pitchers' fastball. The confidence and control.
Jimenez out for a chat with Hamels.
I actually think this is a great conversation. I mean, change the signs. You got Bautista standing at second base for too long to see your signs and be able to read them.
Well, it's a great day of postseason action coming up next on FS1. It's Game 5, Astros and Royals. And then tomorrow on TBS, Game 5 from Los Angeles, Mets and Dodgers. Cubs have advanced to the National League Championship Series. Bell pitch to Colabello. Bounce to the shortstop, Andrews. And the inning comes to an end. A long one for Hamels. Blue Jays score a run on 2 hits through 3. 2-1 Texas. Team at the MLB.com shop. We move to the 4th in Toronto. Kenny Albert, Harold Reynolds, Tom Verducci, Ken Rosenthal. Josh Hamilton leads off for the Rangers following an 18-minute bottom of the 3rd. Hamels threw 29 pitches, allowed just 1 run.
You talk about that first hit hitting. You look at the series average for Josh Hamilton. When he had that big World Series, he was killing the first pitch.
Walked his first time up today. Hamilton, Andrews, Odor for the Rangers against Stroman here in the 4th.
Stroman got to be a little careful here. I got that feeling for Josh. He's starting to feel it.
They continue to stay soft on Josh. Fastball prior to that. That's just show me fastball out of the zone.
Good pitch.
Curveball, tight spin.
Bottomed out.
The 1-2.
Again, I go back to what we were discussing the last time the Jays were in the field. Being able to put guys away that'll tell you about Marcus Stroman's stuff.
Stroman allowed a run in the 1st, following the leadoff double off the bat of DeShields, and then a solo home run in the 3rd. Hit by Chu on foul down the right field line. 2-2 on Hamilton. Pilar coming in, left center. He dives and makes the catch.
I said, he doesn't get that ball, nobody gets to it. We've been talking all series about the jumps he gets on the ball, but it's also the explosion and the athleticism. This guy can go get him with the best of them. This ball has no business falling. Look where he starts. Here he comes, Tom.
Well, one thing that he does, Marcus Stroman wants him to play more shallow than for the other starting pitchers. Stroman's philosophy is, hey, if it's hit over your head, that's on me, not on you. And right here, the extra steps in with Stroman on the mound turns into an out.
Stroman appreciative. One away, here's Andrews.
You know how big that out is? Because similar to what I talked about with the Blue Jays, when they're in the bottom part of their order, it's almost like with Tulowitzki and Russell Martin being 4 and 5. So Elvis Andrews should become a 2-hitter, and he's able to move the runner, hit and run, do some things. By Hamilton not being on the bag, that negates all that right there. And now you get the ground ball, and you're almost out of the inning.
He's an amazing defender, one of the best for sure at any position. He actually made a catch back in April that he told me he considers a life-changing catch. Why? Because he was kind of a utility guy, not a hot prospect until this moment. I don't know too many people who have taken a home run away in this ballpark with the height of that fence. You saw it right there. It made all the highlights. Let me tell you, it wasn't just that people were talking about it. He earned a job here after that, but that's what got his name on the marquee. A life-changing catch.
A la Bo Jackson back in the day. Pilar left his mark.
Yes, he did. Long stroll. Now remember, Rougned Odor hit that double the other day, late in the game, and they hadn't played him with a full, complete shift. He changed how they play him on one swing. They're not changing how they're going to pitch it. They're living away.
Odor has scored 6 runs in the series, 5 over the first 2 games. Jimenez on deck. Should Odor reach? To the right side, Goins. Rangers retired in order, thanks in large part to the spectacular catch made in left center by Pilar. Tulowitzki leads off for the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the 4th inning against Cole Hamels. Tulowitzki came up with 2 on, nobody out in the second. An 8-pitch at bat, and he was called out on strikes.
And that may be the single biggest at bat of the game right now. You're looking at bases loaded, no outs, if that's a ball. And Cole Hamels is in trouble, deep trouble at that point. He's able to wiggle out the rest of the inning.
Yeah, this guy thinks he's never in trouble, though. Fastball executed to Tulowitzki, and then the changeup, 3-2 changeup to Colabello to get out of last inning.
The 1-1. Right back to the box. Hamels to Moreland. 1 away. We spoke between innings with Rangers skipper Jeff Bannister. We asked Jeff about the importance of scoring first today.
Extremely important for us. It's been something that we haven't been able to do the last 2 games, and that's how we play the game. I mean, anytime we get the shields on, we feel like we're going to score, but to get on the board first was imperative for us.
Hey, Jeff, Cole's doing what you expected. You got the big guy in a big game, but they're working him a little bit. What about these stress pitches? Are you concerned about the pitch count?
Well, not with Cole, really. You know, this is a guy I believe that gets stronger as he goes, and I think as he settles in, finds a rhythm, he finds some better movement on the baseball, a little better rhythm, finds the strike zone a little better. So I think it benefits him. We'll keep a close eye on it, but this is our guy out there. We know that he can go away.
Jeff, if and when you go to your bullpen, how are decisions different in a game like today?
Well, this is a ball game. Whoever loses goes home. I imagine we'll employ our big boys earlier if we need to, depending on what the situation is, and we'll see how this one plays out, though.
Thanks, Jeff. Good luck.
You got it, guys. Thank you.
Russell Martin flies out to Chu in right for out number 2. Jeff Bannister, 29 years in the Pittsburgh Pirates organization as a player, coach, minor league manager. He's the first manager in Texas Rangers franchise history who attended either high school or college in the state of Texas.
Brought him back home. He's got a daughter playing volleyball at Baylor.
He attempted to attend a game recently, but once he saw the traffic, had to turn back around, unfortunately.
You can run into some traffic. Give up that 35 on the wrong time. Forget about it. Don't get mad at me now for saying that. Just saying. People get sensitive on me.
They love you here in Toronto.
Your luggage ever show up, by the way?
It's kind of a funny story. I mean, we got the customs. Tom and I fly in, and his luggage got to his house. See, there's all the Canadians that can't catch.
You didn't say anything about catching fair balls.
No. I'm not going there at all. I'm sorry.
Today's telecast is sponsored by DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. By Budweiser, make a plan to make it home. And by AT&T. DirecTV and AT&T are now one, bringing television and wireless together. Top of the 5th here in Toronto. Game 5. Series tied at 2. Texas Rangers with a 2-1 lead. Strike one to Chris Jimenez. Struck out his first time up back in the 2nd inning.
You know, it sounded good. It looked good. That looked like, I know it was only 92 on the gun, but that was as loose as the arm has been all day right there. I thought that was the most fluid pitch he's thrown this afternoon. He fell into a pretty good rhythm last game he pitched about the 4th or 5th inning. He started getting that flow. You could see it coming on.
Right, he retired 14 straight at one point. 1-2. Slow roller to the left side. Ooh. No play for Tulowitzki.
The reason you heard the ooh from me is if Donaldson can cut that off, you always want to cut it off. And when you got two premier defenders, you kind of you get caught in between. What's the angle? If Donaldson can get this, go get it. It's his. But he knows Tulo has the cannon to make the throw. So you have a tendency to play back and let him make the play. And now it became a bang-bang have to play. I think if Donaldson cuts him off and goes and gets it, you got an out at first.
It's the second leadoff hit for the Rangers today. They had only 4 over the first 4 games.
That ball might have clipped DeShields. That's a situation where he's trying to move the runner up, but bunting for a base hit. Worst case scenario, runner on second base. But this ball's going to run in on him.
And
it
bottom
does.
Of his hand. Yep.
Like caught a knuckle there in the right hand.
Tom, you're right. You bunt for a hit the first strike, and then after that, you go ahead and sacrifice if that's what they're trying to get you to do. Oh! Hit him? That one hit him in the jaw.
Well, he leaned over the plate to get in the bunting position. That's a two-seamer. That's a tracer running in on him.
Oh, his bat.
Bat comes up, clocks him in the jaw. What an at-bat so far for DeShields. My goodness.
It's a foul ball.
Whatever happened to you, Harold?
No, not like that. But I tell you what, that's a great pitch from Stroman. For a right-handed batter, he knows he's going to bunt. You want to run it up and in. It didn't happen to me because I was a switch hitter. You know, so, but I've seen that happen. I actually saw Bobby Meacham in college at San Diego State bunt and hit off the plate, come up and bust his teeth up. You know, I watched that happen to him, but got hit by a punch. Here's the first pitch. Looking for a hit off the bottom of his knuckle. And there's the next one, running in off the bat into the face. That's an excellent location with that pitch. If you know a guy's bunting, you want to get it up and in, looking for the ball to be popped up. I bet he didn't want to bunt again. He ain't thinking about that right now. Woo!
The 0-2. Donaldson. So the Blue Jays get the lead runner at second. Time now for our Maytag trivia question with 24-year-old Marcus Stroman on the mound, who is the youngest starting pitcher to win the clinching game of a postseason series.
Oh. You got it? No.
Did your homework research on that one?
No, I actually cheated on this one. I'm deferring. I'm not getting into it this time. I cheated. I know the answer.
All right, we'll give the viewers some time to think about it. DeShields back at first. Here's Chewy, homered back in the 3rd. That was the first Rangers home run since game 1. They went 36 innings without going deep.
Wow. And with this lineup, you'd think with all the thunder they have, you might be able to get a ball over the fence a tad bit.
One out, top of the 5th inning. 2-1 Texas.
You know, you would think that Stroman's got great quick feet, but he's got a high leg kick. You can run on him, but he's got very quick delivery, as you see Sanchez getting loose.
Yeah, very quick to the plate. 30 career games, only 5 stolen bases allowed.
And only 4 starts during the regular season, guys. The only time a starting pitcher made less than 5 starts in the regular season and then pitched in a winner-take-all game in the postseason, you have to go back to 1952, the World Series. Joe Black of the Dodgers. Wow. 2 starts during that regular season. The Shields goes, and Chu fouls it back.
He got a great jump. Yeah, I think one of the reasons that the stolen base total on Stroman is so low, they don't attempt. Guys don't run. That was a great jump, and I think with his high leg kick, you have to challenge him. But the challenge is, see, he has enough high of a kick for you to be able to get a nice jump on him. But the challenge is, when his hands are moving, he's got a great pickoff move. He's got great quick feet.
Time call by the home plate umpire, Dale Scott.
It's a good call by Chu, the hitter. The guy who's stolen bases before. When that pitcher starts to hold, you need that hitter to help you as a base runner. Call time, because all they're doing is holding and trying to see if you're going to lean or give something up.
David Price pitched 3 innings out of the pen for the Blue Jays in Game 4. There goes to Shields. And Chu got a piece of it.
And you saw that picture of David Price in the dugout, not in the bullpen. John Gibbons telling us he does not want to use him today. He's got the spikes on, as you can see. But he said, I just can't ask more out of him, throwing 50 pitches in Game 4.
He went even deeper than that and said all that he's done for this team, the innings he's given us, anytime we've asked, ways delivered.
2 down on strikes, 2 away.
Well, you really have to pound Chu in. We saw earlier he did not get away with the fastball in. This time he does. Better location. You see better run underneath the barrel of Chu. Much better movement.
Texas, you almost wish he'd have swung and missed the 2 pitches before. The Shields had great jumps.
They should be running now.
Just foul. Fielder drove in a run back in the 1st inning, his first postseason RBI, and his last 94 plate appearances dating back to 2012.
Tom, I think if you're the Shields, you sit right now. You let Prince try to swing the bat. You let Beltre try to swing it. If not, you got Prince leading off next half inning. Just sit. Let the big boys do their damage. They ran out of an inning already with Elvis Andrus.
Backdoor breaking ball. Watch the frame effort by Martin. Good job by Dale Scott, not influenced by the frame, but calling the pitch over the plate. He's had a very strong night, Dale Scott.
He really has. He's had a nice play, and I tell you, it's a challenge because every catcher, they've always been taught the frame. You can go back to yesteryear, but today with replay and everything else, when fans watching everything, the scrutiny is a little bit deeper, I think.
2-2 on Fielder. 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning. Texas Rangers with a 2-1 lead. The winner will move on to the American League Championship Series. to end the inning. Bottom of the fifth in Toronto, game 5, as Ryan Goins takes a called strike from Cole Hamels. Goins called out on strikes in the 3rd inning. 0 for 14 in the series.
This is big. You know, Cole Hamels had a nice quick half inning. It's a big at bat for him to get the left-hander here to kind of keep himself on a bit of a roll.
Down the left field line. Now 2-2. Share your favorite postseason memories using hashtag MLB Memory Bank. Goins, then Revere, then Donaldson. Rangers with a 2-1 lead. Goins down on strikes for the 2nd time today.
We're talking about memory banks. I go back to 1993 and how loud this place was, called Sky Dome back then. I think it's actually been even louder here at Rogers Center during this game.
Yeah, it really has. The other day was loud too, but you're right. But I also think people are so into sports, even more so now, being able to connect with fantasy, baseball, you know, all the different things that engage people in it. Video games, you name it.
Revere lays down the bunt. Barehanded by Beltre. What a play.
Wow. And what a bunt, what a play. And had to challenge him.
Absolutely, but the play was all made by the anticipation of Adrian Beltre, expecting this bunt to be toward his way. The first step quickness, actually reading the hands on the bat before the ball even hit the bat. He made this look easy. Look how close he is. Watch the movement coming in on the bunt. As you said, Harold, it's not a bad bunt, but look how close he is to field that baseball and the money throw to first.
And the one thing I know, look at his right hand. He's got rosin in there, so this ball's going to stick. He was anticipating that bunt coming from one of those two guys. Either Goins or Revere. He knew they were going to have to challenge it.
Donaldson 0 for 2.
I don't think I've ever seen a defenseman, a third baseman, have rosin or dirt in his hand because he wants to make sure that ball's not going to spin out of it.
Beltre playing through pain, did not play in game 2 or 3. John Gibbons, the Blue Jays skipper, when we asked him about Beltre prior to the game, he said he's the heart and soul of their team.
Well, and you can tell being around him. The attitude, the way he carries himself.
Well, he's doing much better, clearly moving much freer. Rangers did run an MRI on him, really didn't see anything in there, just back spasms.
Two on to Donaldson. Pops it into shallow right. Chu under it. And we head to the 6th in Toronto. Tag trivia question. Youngest starting pitcher to win a postseason series clinching game. 1981, Fernando Mania in Los Angeles. Fernando Valenzuela was not yet 21 when he beat the Expos.
Canada connection there. I was going to guess Brett Saberhagen, 85. But wrong.
I saw I actually put the question together. I'll just be honest with you.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It's about time. Usually it's Tom.
Yep.
Well, here we are, 6th inning of game 5. The Blue Jays outscored the Rangers by 141 during the regular season, but it's a 2-1 Texas lead in the 6th.
It's everything you want in a sudden death game, right? One-run game, middle innings. Both starting pitchers have really settled down the last couple of innings, but now is the point in the game where it becomes a manager's game. By that I mean the starting pitcher's now working through a lineup for the 3rd time, and obviously it is not a game where patience is rewarded. Bullpen decisions will loom extremely large in this game.
Well, especially when you start looking at Stroman's pitch count. He's at 87, and we are just into the 6th.
The 0-2 to Beltre, got him. 3rd consecutive strikeout for Marcus Stroman.
And he's in that great groove, and the only thing that concerns you right now is the pitch count. It looks like he's getting it all working. The fastball's coming back. Well, why is that pitch count so important? When you get to about that 100 mark, we were talking about Cole Hamels is at 79. He's older. He understands how to maybe be able to manufacture through some innings. And that, I think, is important for Stroman to get some quick outs.
Speaking of young pitchers, guys, Steven Matz started game 4 for the Mets last night. He and Stroman grew up together on Long Island in New York. They played on travel teams since they were 8 years old. They were born the same month. They were roommates during summer baseball, and they also pitched against each other in high school. It was a memorable game. They combined to strike out 26. Allowed only 4 combined hits, and Matz's team won that game 1-0, but they keep in touch. Good buddies.
Somebody's
into the shift. Orland grounds out for out number 2.
Somebody's sitting at home right now saying, you know what, I got one of those hits.
And a lot of them are saying, I got none of those hits.
Right, exactly. Official caps, hoodies, jackets, and more. Celebrate with your favorite team at the MLB.com shop. Stroman's dad, by the way, a police detective in New York. His dad, Earl. Hamilton, deep left center. Bounces off the wall. Hamilton in at second with a 2-out double.
I was 1 at bat short with Josh. You can see it starting to come on, and when he gets it going, he's a lot like other guys that get hot. First pitch. This is the first time he's actually showed signs of shooting the ball the other way. He's so strong. This ball almost gets out of the yard. He doesn't even square it up. You think his personal story is amazing. This year just continued the odyssey. It's a crazy year he has had.
Returning to the Rangers. Suffered the knee injury in September, underwent arthroscopic surgery, and Hamilton was back a week later.
Incredible. Pinch hit, and then came back and played 13 days later, started and played 9 innings. That was a tremendous pitch right on the corner. It's a big at bat, Tom.
Strong throwing arms in center field and right field, less so in left field for Toronto.
0-2 on Andrews.
What a catch by Russell Martin. This ball missed by about 3 feet. Look where he's set up at. Look where it starts, and it just runs. And remember, he's anticipating this ball coming back to the plate, and it didn't. Great reactions, tremendous catch.
Takes his lead off second. Texas Rangers with a 2-1 lead, top of the 6th.
3 straight two-seamers that he missed with trying to run back over the outside corner of the plate. It's not the same comeback movement.
Payoff pitch to Andrews, up the middle, backhanded by Goins to first for the 3rd out of the inning.
Well, that's a game saver right there. That's a run, and it's a 3-1 game. Tremendous play by Ryan Goins up the middle. And then he's got the cannon of a shortstop to make the throw. Got a great one going here. Make sure you don't go anywhere. 2-1.
Bottom of the 6th in Toronto. Some of Harold's friends on hand.
There you go. Come with the outfit. I love it.
Bautista leads off for the Blue Jays, who trail by a run. Cole Hamels threw 29 pitches in the 3rd inning. Only 10 in the 4th, 10 in the 5th.
Yeah, you know, that's one of the things that he does. You see Greinke do it a lot. That's a veteran. Understands, okay, my pitch count was up. I had some stress innings. Let me get some quick outs. And how you do that is you put the ball in a place and that they're going to make contact. Keep them in the park. He had to try to strike out guys early. And now he's minimized his pitch count. He's down to 82 pitches, and he's still sitting like he can finish this now.
He's allowed only 3 hits over the first 5 innings. The 1 run scored in the 3rd on a Bautista double.
I'll go back to what Jeff Bannister said about his ace. He gets better as the game goes on. First 3 innings, 258 batting average. Middle 3, 230. And last 3, 186. The numbers back up the manager.
Today, he has retired the last 7 batters he has faced. Retired the Blue Jays in order in the 4th and again in the 5th. Payoff pitch from Hamels. Popped up. Foul territory. 1 out. Our game summary is sponsored by Budweiser. Game 5, series tied at 2. Prince Fielder drove in the first run of the game. Chu with a solo shot in the 3rd. Hamels has been outstanding. Blue Jays have led for only 3 innings at home in this series. Here is Shin-Soo Choo. Took Marcus Stroman deep. Solo shot back in the 3rd. First home run for the Rangers since game 1. The Blue Jays had hit the last 5 home runs prior to that shot by Chu. And Carrasco with a drive. We are tied at 2.
Inside one too many times. On 2-2, they were going to go in on Bautista. Cole shook him off and went away, and then he got him pop up 3-2. First pitch inside, and he smoked it. Encarnacion.
His first career postseason home run.
And I loved his reaction after the home run. He knew it was gone the minute he touched it off. Woo!
He's hit 268 home runs during the regular season. Had never played in the postseason prior to this series.
Earlier in the game, I said Hamels had not left the ball over the middle of the plate. He did right there. First pitch fastball.
baseball during the regular season with 232 home runs. They've hit 7 in this series. Encarnacion into the third deck here at Rogers Center. Colabello down on strikes, 2 away.
Well, here's the reaction. As soon as he hits this ball, that's when you know you got one. I mean, when you hit him in the third deck, I guess you can do that. Woo! Ball blistered.
No doubter. So Jimenez set up outside.
Tell you what, I'm impressed with those. Cole Hamels came back and he went soft and soft. Colabello, you know you want to go back to back on him, right?
Pressure just keeps coming from this offense. You're out there on a mound. Cole Hamels executing all day long. The one time he makes a mistake in the middle, Blue Jays just do not miss.
I think this is the most difficult offense in the American League to navigate through. Because they don't strike out. There's power. A lot of teams have some thunder, but there's strikeouts in that thunder. There's ways to get outs. These guys don't strike out much, and that makes it even more difficult.
To Tulowitzki. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Tell you what, did that one swing wake this joint up or what? Mercy.
Well, now it's really a manager's game, and Aaron Sanchez was throwing in the bullpen like he's coming into this game with the right-handers due up for Texas.
Ties the game at 2 here in the 6th.
Yeah, everybody knew it. Hamels knew it. Encarnacion knew it. We knew it.
It's one of those home runs. If you had your eyes closed, you knew it was a home run.
That sounded
that was loud.
It sounded good, didn't it?
To Tulowitzki. Strikes out for the 2nd time today. But the Blue Jays have tied Game 5 as Encarnacion takes Hamels deep in the 6th. We head to the 7th in Toronto, tied at 2. 98 pitches in his 2nd start of this series, allowed 2 runs on 6 hits in 6 innings. And now coming out of the bullpen for the 5th time in this series. He's pitched in every game. Began the season in the Blue Jays rotation, made 11 starts. The right-hander Aaron Sanchez.
Love his arm. You talk about nice and easy fluid motion, and boom, boom, jumps on in 96, 97. Look at that, 98. What I mean by easy motion, if you were throwing the ball real easy, it would come slow at you. He just has a nice, easy, and then boom, jumps on you.
Odor 1 for 2.
2 right-handed hitters behind him. Big splits on Sanchez. He's allowed 9 home runs to left-handed hitters, none to right-handers. But just in the last few weeks of the season, he has added a cut fastball to go with that hard sinker.
1-1. Now 2 balls, 1 strike.
100 miles.
Triple digits.
I tell you what, I eliminate anything off speed with this guy. You can't even think about it.
Odor with a base hit into left field. So the Rangers have the leadoff man on in the 7th in a tie game.
What? That's why you got to have movement, man. You can't, no matter how hard you're throwing, it's hard to throw a fastball by a big leaguer that can hit a fastball. This is about 98 to 100, same thing. He just smokes it to left. Pretty hitting.
Second hit of the game for Odor. Here's the number 9 hitter, Jimenez.
He does have 4 sacrifice hits this season.
Infield hit back in the 5th, struck out in the 2nd. Donaldson in at 3rd, creeping even closer. As Jimenez lays down the bunt, Sanchez to first. So Jimenez does his job, moves Odor to 2nd. Rangers have a runner in scoring position.
About this play by Ryan Goins. Look at his position. He's like Dustin Pedroia 2.0, where he'll jump before the ball as the ball's being thrown to the plate. Save a run, and then the run ties the game by Encarnacion. Defense, offense. It's almost like a tennis player returning serve. Jumps up in the air, lands on the balls of his feet. Every pitch.
StatCast powered by Amazon Web Services. Ball 1-2 to Shields. Rangers 0 for 4 today with runners in scoring position.
Well, because of the Shields speed and Odor's speed, you force the middle infielders to pinch a little bit, and it opens up a ground ball to shoot through.
Here's Donaldson charging. There hits it and makes the play.
Wow, what a play. That was beautiful. This ball actually kicks behind him. Watch the dexterity and ability to adjust. This ball's going to bounce. It's going to kick back on him. He reaches back, gets it, and continues on one throw with a full hand and guns him out.
Wow.
This is a big play. That ball kicked back on him, and he made a great adjustment. Full speed on the run. I mean, that's impressive.
Another tremendous defensive play. So now Odor is at 3rd with 2 outs. Chu at the plate. Took Stroman deep in the 3rd. 0 for 3 lifetime against Sanchez. Downstairs to Ken Rosenthal. Ken.
Guys, the Blue Jays were very disappointed in their defense the first 2 games here. They thought it really cost them, and that's been uncharacteristic of them since the Tulo trade. Their defense has gotten much better, and what we've seen today is much more along the lines of what was going on since July 31st.
Let's remember, too, no left-handed reliever available for John Gibbons. David Price, not available. Brett Cecil, injured. Aaron Luke, not available.
Fouled off to the right side, 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's a great point, Tom, because now you would probably have seen a left-hander with the 2 lefties coming up. You got Chu and then Prince Fielder back to back. Bring another about 98 or 100 and go up with it and see if Chu can catch up to it. Russell Martin's thinking the same thing. Look at this. Ball's dead.
Dead ball. The ball actually hit Chu's bat as Martin went to throw it back to the pitcher.
Why is it dead? Why is it dead? That ball's alive.
Well, Dale Scott signaled immediately.
That ball's alive.
Unless he thought that Chu crossed over the plate.
No, what Chu was doing, just getting ready. He's just getting ready to hit again. He's just standing there getting ready to hit. Watch this. He's getting himself ready to hit. And that's just a throwback and a hit the bat. That's not Chu's fault. That is not interference. That's the same motion. He does that every at bat. So that's. Now remember, Jeff Bannister's a catcher, and he's going to call him in. I'm telling you, that's. And the other part about this, the run scored. Odor came in and touched the plate. That's so important because if they come back and rule that ball's live, then that run has to count.
Dale Scott called it so quickly. My first reaction was that Chu did step across the plate, but clearly he did not. He was in his normal finish position.
This is a tough one right here. Now, the interesting thing here is you got two catchers that are managers. All right. And this is.
You see clearly, Chu was in the batter's box.
Look, it's no different. In my mind, I could be totally wrong, but I don't think I am here. It's no different than if Russell Martin throws the ball down and the pitcher hits off the glove and he drops it. Or if he threw it and it hit off the back of his bat, he's got to score.
And here he scores.
That's a run score.
I think that's the right call.
I do too. It's incidental contact. And it's no different than if he threw the ball any other place. He just happened to hit the bat, and Chu did not intentionally interfere. And they are going crazy throwing everything in this place.
Well, it is the right call. Rule 6.03 in the rule book.
They got to get the players off the field. They're throwing beer cans, bottles, and everything on the field.
If the batter interferes with the catcher's fielding or throwing by stepping out of the batter's box or making any other movement that hinders the catcher's play at home plate, the batter is ruled out, but that was not the case. He was in the batter's box, as you guys said.
That's clearly the difference. I think it's the right call. And this is just an ugly scene right here from fans who have just made this place a tremendous place for baseball over the years, especially the last 2 months. And right now, embarrassing.
Well, they can't be throwing stuff from the upper deck. You hit somebody else that is in the seats lower, this is going to do some serious damage. You're throwing beer bottles and everything else. But I'll get back to the field real quick. That play, they got the call right.
They did.
I don't see how you reverse it.
It is not a reviewable play.
It's a
can't go to replay.
Call.
It's a judgment call, and the umpires all got together, all 6 of them. Dale Scott, the crew chief. John Gibbons looking for an explanation.
Well, the only way I can go back and explain it is the throw is made. So once that ball leaves Russell Martin's hand, that is a throw. And if it hits an object, it hits an object. If he throws, he's going to make a throw. He throws the ball, it's released. And if it hits an object, what if that ball's dropped by Sanchez and the runner comes in? It's the same thing that an umpire has to look at. It's just an unfortunate deal, but that's what happened. I don't think Chu had any intent. He's just getting ready to hit. He's pulling his sleeve up, and the ball hit him. You can see his reaction.
Very strange play. You saw Martin really did not get out of his crouch to throw that ball back.
Now I want to go back to the point of the rule too. With replay and everything else, we've watched when they place runners, right? The importance of Rougned Odor going in and touching home plate awards him home plate. If he does not go home, you can't award him home. But since he touched it, that is the reward that he should get, or award that he gets for that. It goes back to the Chase Utley play. A lot of people wondered, why was Chase Utley allowed to be at second base?
And now somebody's been ejected from the Blue Jays dugout.
I mean, they got to get their players on the field focused in too. I think it might be David Price at the top of the steps. But bottom line is they got the call right.
It's Brett Cecil right there. I'm not sure he was the one who was ejected, but he certainly is carrying on as if he were.
Cecil not on the active roster.
So they didn't lose much.
Suffered a torn calf back in game 2.
So why don't you read that rule again?
Well, first, the public address announcer has requested that fans refrain from throwing objects onto the field.
And now they're throwing more.
And folks, some of these bottles are coming from the upper deck.
You got to remove the players.
Ballpark cans as well.
You got to
extremely dangerous.
Take the players off the field. They need a timeout. Take the players off the field.
Well, Rule 6.03 that you're referring to, Harold, if the batter interferes with the catcher, the plate umpire shall call interference. The batter is out and the ball is dead. No player may advance on such interference, but as we saw on the replays, that was not the case.
I always look at, is this normal movement? And he just got himself ready. He's still in the box getting ready to hit. I still think the key to this play is Rougned Odor comes across and scores.
Think about a Major League Baseball season and how many times a catcher throws the ball back to the pitcher. And in this case, it sends home the tie-breaking run, the 7th inning of a sudden death game.
Now, what they're going to do right now is they're going to go back and actually review. I guess the umpires have that option to do it. They've been asked. It's too important of a game, I guess, not to. But they'll call back.
Unless they would like to confirm where Odor was.
True.
Down the base path.
But I think this is the right move to do. There's too much at stake in a 2-2 game in the 7th and a game 5 to not make sure you're 100% correct. Time is never called. That's the other thing. Essentially, Chu didn't call time.
No, by the time Dale Scott had called time, Odor was already on his way to the plate.
Right. Now this type of play is not listed as far as plays that are subject to review. However, as we said, they could be looking at where exactly Odor was.
Well, I think the enormity of the situation calls for them to go ahead and make the call. There's no problem when they make the call back. For those that don't know, you call back to Chelsea, New York. The supervisors are there watching the games where replays are done from. You get a person who's not emotionally attached to the game right now to give you their perspective, and I think that's very important.
That's Dale Scott, the crew chief, on the right.
Well, if they reverse the call, we're going to be here another 30 minutes with Jeff Bannister arguing. But my point here in the beginning was you've got two managers that are catchers. It's a crazy play. It is.
Now another element could be the fact that Dale Scott waved his arms so soon and ruled no play.
It was two. He was already scoring.
He seemed to be responding to the movements of the pitcher, Sanchez, who right away said, hey, ball hit his bat. Then you got the timeout, dead ball, and Odor was already on his way to the plate.
So he's going to go and explain to Mr. Gibbons what's going on, too.
So here's manager John Gibbons looking for an explanation from Dale Scott.
I don't think this. He said the batter's in the box still.
He was saying the bat was not in the box. I think that's what they're looking at, whether the bat of Chu was extended beyond the batter's box. His feet were in the box.
Game's under protest. That's what Dale Scott just called.
Well, I'm not sure that's going to do them any good. The rule of a protest is you can only protest a rule that is improperly applied. You cannot protest a judgment call. Let's watch the bat of Chu. To me, that's in the box.
And again, we've referred to Rule 6.03, and another element of that rule, reading from the Major League Rulebook, if the batter is standing in the batter's box and he or his bat is struck by the catcher's throw back to the pitcher, and the umpire's judgment, there is no intent on the part of the batter to interfere with the throw. The ball is alive and in play.
That's exactly what we've been talking about. It's no different in my mind if he throws the ball and it gets all the way to the pitcher and he drops it and it rolls away and the runner scores. Because once the ball's released, it doesn't matter at what point he releases the ball, he still threw it away. The ball's live. The ball's hot. And if Odor's in his natural motion and movements, Shin-Soo Choo, and he's not intentionally interfering, you can't say there was any foul on his part. I know it's hard to hear, but that's the facts and that's the rules.
They're trying to figure out who was thrown out of the game.
Well, I would have volunteered Brett Cecil. If
yeah, somebody's not on the roster. I'd raise my hand right away. Yeah, you got me.
An error has been charged to Russell Martin on the throw, which hit Chu's bat, allowing Odor to score.
People got to quit throwing beer cans out of the upper decks. You're hitting people down below.
You know, someone in the first row just got hit by a beer can from the upper deck.
Or from anywhere, not just the upper deck.
Babies down there, little kids. It's sad. Come on, people, let's get it together.
Finally back to live action as Chu fouls off the next pitch from Sanchez following an 18-minute delay.
No.
Well, that was the initial ruling from Scott. Chu strikes out. Rangers have taken the lead in the most bizarre fashion. 7th inning stretch time. They're already standing in Toronto. Bottom of the 7th inning in Toronto. Russell Martin, who was charged with the error which led to the go-ahead run. Martin leads off against Hamels, with the Rangers leading 3-2.
Jeff Bannister will start this inning with his bullpen getting warm after that lengthy delay for his starting pitcher, Cole Hamels.
The delay was 18 minutes after Martin's throw back to the mound. Hit the bat of Chu. There's Stubbs in center, replacing the Shields. Broken bat grounder. Andrews could not handle it. Leadoff man on for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 7th.
That's the speed of Russell Martin. Not a lot of catchers run very well. Forces Andrews to hustle. He just misplayed it. He doesn't miss many balls.
Yeah, he just flanked it. He had time. You see, he closed the glove early off the heel. Postseason elimination game. Tension builds.
So an error committed by Andrews. Here's Pilar, who has struck out twice today. Good foul down the left field line.
It's a big error with Andrews right there, because it does. You had Cole Hamels in a nice little roll. He came right back after the delay, and that you get that quick out early. You keeps the crowd out of it, everything. That was a big error.
Nothing and 2 on Pilar.
Well, and they're going for the juggler right now. You got Justin Smoke out on the on-deck circle, hit for Goins. So they're going to make a move. I thought maybe you might see Pilar moving a little bit, but that's not going to be the case. Moving, meaning move the runner, not the case here. Good rips. I tell you, there's a lot of guys that have really played well, and their stock has gone through the roof. Nobody more than this guy. He's been so impressive.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why from the get-go, that's why he swings the bat. Toronto doesn't really play to manufacture runs, but he's been one of their hotter sticks in the lineup.
We've watched him have some power. He's shown the speed, the great defense, throw. He's done it all in the 4 and almost 5 games now in this series.
The 106th pitch from Cole Hamels.
Well, I think Cole Hamels gets through this as much as he can this inning, and then that's all we're going to see from him. This is going to be a bullpen game the rest of the way out.
He's got Pilar in swing mode right now. He's been pounding that cutter in. I'm very surprised if Hamels shows him anything in the zone.
The left-hander Jake Diekman and the right-hander Sam Dyson in the Texas pen. On the ground to the right side. Everybody's safe.
Oh my. You got the left-handed first baseman. He's got the easy throw for the force. And Moreland just shanked it.
Once again, tension, late innings, postseason elimination game, nothing routine.
Well, what happens here, it allows them to bring Goins back out here to bunt. Andrus almost came up with it. But now you take Justin Smoke back. Look at Russell Martin take the lane out right there. And that takes away a little bit of the angle to throw. And that causes a little bit of a shank, but I think he had already gripped the ball poorly before Russell Martin made his turn.
Two errors in the inning. First Andrus and then Moreland.
And the point is they've taken Justin Smoke back, and now you manufacture. You bring Goins, it leaves Goins in the game to drop the bunt.
Set up nicely for Toronto, as you said. Goins for a bunt, and Revere, their best contact hitter, behind him.
It'd be interesting to see how they try to use the bullpen, because they got Dykeman up. You want him to pitch to Revere if you get to that point. And you have Dyson as well, but then you go to all the right-handed hitters.
Goins 0 for 15 in the series, but he's made some tremendous defensive plays. 2 on, nobody out.
The 7th inning, you'll never forget.
He wants Beltre to field this bunt.
And that's all just to see if Goins is squaring around.
Foul, 0-1.
And you're right, Tom. The execution here is to push that ball to third base.
Well, Texas did put the wheel play on. Beltre charges hard. Andrews covers third.
Yeah, but I
could also run a fake wheel play here to try to get the pickoff at second base. Now we'll get a runner from Martin.
Dalton Pompey, the local native.
A lot of teams, once they show that wheel play with the shortstop vacating, they'll have the shortstop break early and move the second baseman in behind on a timed pickoff play. Pompey has to be careful not to leave too soon cheap.
Even if they have a wheel play on, if you're Goins and you're the bunter, all you got to do is deaden that ball in front of home plate and still bunt it to third base and make them field it. After back-to-back errors, I'd be surprised if they take a gamble to throw and try to get the lead runner.
So Pompey takes his lead off second. Pilar off first. The 0-1 to Goins. Bumped it. Beltre goes to third. Bases loaded.
He dropped it. He took great execution. Look at Beltre, the spin, perfect throw, and Andrus just dropped it. He just dropped it.
Three outs. Texas had all 3 outs in this inning in hand. They sit here with none, and the base is loaded.
In the inning. Andrus has committed 2. Ben Revere with the bases loaded. Infield in. 1-run game. Strike 1.
And that's where Revere's speed comes into play.
Look, if you're Cole Hamels right here, you got to get a strikeout. Ben Revere puts the ball in play. It's a run. So this is where you're looking to get a strikeout, and then hopefully you can get the Donaldson, maybe get through it. If you're Ben Revere, you got to just put the ball in play.
Bounce to the right side. Throw comes home. Out at the plate is Pompey.
You know you're not going to double him up. Now, Bannister's going to say he came out of the lane. He's looking for a double play on the slide from Pompey. With all the catcher rules protecting the catcher, you're going to see the play. Jimenez comes up. He's got a force. But I think Pompey's in the right. You got to take him out. He's still on the plate. He's engaged to the plate. You got to take him out. I thought it was a clean play.
He wants the umpire, as Jeff Bannister does, to take a look at this play.
It's a clean slide. If this was at second base, you want to be within being able to touch the base. He's within being able to touch the plate. And now the catcher becomes another infielder for me. It's a double play ball. I'm sorry.
That's the dichotomy between how the middle infield and the plate are treated. Catcher has protection where he cannot be targeted. Middle infielders do not, as long as that runner is within arm's length of the base.
Can you imagine if they call a double play here? Woo!
A wild 7th inning. Go-ahead run scores in the top half on a play that most people here at Rogers Center have never seen before. And now in the bottom half of the inning, 3 errors committed by the Texas Rangers.
You know, again, we got two former catchers managing. And looking at Gibbons' reaction in the dugout, I think he was kind of like, we may not get this call our direction.
One more look from above.
He's got to take him out. I think they're going to, this call's going to stay where it's at. And so are we. And I know you are at home.
When we come back, bases loaded, 1 out, Donaldson to the plate.
Is struck by the catcher's throw back to the pitcher. and in the umpire's judgment, there is no intent on the part of the batter to interfere with the throw, then the ball is alive and in play. Now, people wondering why was there a review there? There's an explanation for that as well. The umpires on the field called for a crew chief review of a rules check that was prior to the protest from John Gibbons.
All right, thanks very much, Ken. Bases loaded, one out. Sam Dyson on to face Josh Donaldson. The right-hander out of the Rangers pen, ball one.
And all the Rangers are doing right here, trying to look to get a double play ball.
That's going to be difficult for the middle infielders because Revere has a tremendous lead at first and will be on top of the middle infielders very quickly, trying to turn two.
These are the moments that you look for if you're Josh Donaldson. You're sitting 2-0. It's the clincher. Texas has had a bad inning, and they got to come to you right now.
3 errors in the inning committed by the Rangers. And now time is called by the home plate umpire, Dale Scott.
Dale Scott's had a tough inning, but he's got the calls right. He really has. The slide right there and the ball off the bat.
The 2-0 of Bloom. Over the glove of Verdura. Pelota scores. And the Rangers get the out at second.
Boy, they got the force at second, but that shows you how strong Donaldson is. But I don't know why Verdura didn't turn and run and get it. That's one of those balls that fooled you.
Exactly right. It fooled him. And Revere turns his back on the baseball, so he's not able to get to second base. Here's the ball directly over his head, backpedaling, but just beyond him, and recovers in time for the force at second base.
But on Revere's point, he's got a huge lead where he's at right there. If Verdura catches it, he's thinking I'm doubled up. That's why he's going back, because that's a ball you think he's going to catch.
What next?
What an inning. We are tied at 3. Dyson to Bautista.
Are we tied? Oh, my goodness. Oh, what a game, huh?
What an inning. The 7th inning to this point has taken 40 minutes.
Incredible.
Runners on the corners, 2 outs.
If you look at the Rangers, they've had 5 outs in this inning already. Got the one at the plate, got the one at second. They've had 6 basically. They kicked 3.
And the scoreboard only says 2.
Donaldson driving in the tying run on a fielder's choice. After the Rangers took the lead in bizarre fashion in the top half. The 1-1 from Dyson. Bautista with a drive. Deep left field. No doubt about it.
for so long, and it's going to burn you.
Came in from the mound.
Well, Dyson was in no mood for anything after not just the home run, but Bautista admiring the blast.
Admired the blast the whole time, but also this has just been a crazy half inning. Emotions are at the all-time high. But as I was watching this, the first thing, look, everybody's calling for Bautista to come out for a curtain call. So if you're Dyson, that's what you're seeing. Bautista is trying to tell the fans, quit throwing things on the field. Encarnacion, I mean.
As we saw from other Blue Jays earlier, he's trying to get the crowd to calm down.
Quit throwing stuff. That's what he's doing. Calm down. Because the game has already been delayed. That's why you kept seeing so many replays.
And there's Dyson. He took exception. He did not realize what Encarnacion was doing as far as calming down the crowd.
Yeah, it looks to him like he's saying, yes, more. And that's not what he's doing. Look, what you did not see is there are people running on the field in the outfield. There's beer cans chucked everywhere. They've got bottles. I mean, they've got baskets of garbage in the right field corner that the grounds crew's picking up. This is the scene that's going on that Encarnacion was telling people, calm down.
I can't recall another baseball game where emotions ran so high, both sides and in the stands.
Remember, the dugouts and bullpens had emptied in game 2 of this series here in Toronto.
Well, I know Bautista hit a bomb, and it's a big one. But if I'm on the other side, that's got to hurt you.
Absolutely.
It just does.
Especially the way this inning unfolded. You could see the tension in the way the Rangers kept mishandling the baseball.
But what a 7th inning. One you will never forget. You'll be talking about where you were when it happened.
Top of the 7th, the Rangers took a 3-2 lead.
And the Rangers are asking for somebody to be thrown out of the stands. And that's the exception that you're seeing.
Let's head down to the field. Check in again with Ken Rosenthal. Ken.
Guys, right before that melee started, or near melee, the Rangers were gesturing toward that very area. Jeff Bannister, very animated. A fan must have done something. They want a fan from that area ejected, if not more than one fan.
We've seen more police presence now around the perimeter field, moving into the bullpen of the Texas Rangers. And there's Jeff Bannister pointing out someone he once identified to security officials.
So hopefully security will take care of it. There's the Texas bullpen.
Well, they've had to bring security back on the field.
There's the drive by Bautista. 3-run shot. Second home run of the last 2 innings by the Blue Jays.
What a crazy half. Bautista's starting to heat up. He's missed some balls on the inside. He got the base hit earlier.
Watch Russell Martin right here. Yes.
Russell Martin, who committed the error, the throw, which hit off the bat of Chu. Martin was pinch run for earlier in this inning.
I really think they should just take the players off the field for a minute to calm this place down. It's been out of control. And the only way you get that control back is you call timeout and then make an announcement. It's not a safe environment to have players on the field right now. Not when people are chucking beer cans from the third deck. Now let's go back to baseball real quick. It starts with this error right here.
That's one out.
Then here's the second out. The bad throw by Moreland. The short hop to Andrews can't handle it. And then they get the bunt play. The right bunt play on. Get the throw, clanks it. And now you sit bases loaded with no outs.
3 routine plays.
There's Cole Hamels, the Rangers starter. Encarnacion homered way back in the 6th inning. Way back. About an hour ago.
Man alive.
That tied the game at 2. And then a 7th inning that we will never forget.
Well, you got Encarnacion hit a home run. You got Donaldson with a bloop. And you got Bautista with a 3-run homer. When that happens for the Jays, that's hard to beat.
The 3 Jays who combined for 120 home runs. And well over 300 runs batted in during the regular season. Jeff Bannister's Rangers won the first 2 games of this series here in Toronto. Blue Jays won the last 2 games when facing elimination, something that Toronto had never done in the history of the franchise. Encarnacion on at first. The inning continues.
Well, other than Bautista's home run, death by 1,000 paper cuts. This offense here in the 7th inning.
I don't think I've ever seen an inning like this. Never.
Colabello, the 8th Blue Jay to bat here in the 7th. Base hit right field. Encarnacion to second.
What an inning that the Blue Jays had to come back from. Think about the emotional roller coaster they were on.
Well, I think too about the emotional roller coaster of Dyson. You know, brought into this game as a sinker ball pitcher. We talked about defending the home run of the Blue Jays. It was the right choice. A guy who had not allowed a home run as a Ranger to a right-handed batter. Well, Bautista changed that history. And the emotional roller coaster, well, it's hit bottom right now for Dyson.
But he's got one more out to get. Got to get it. I tell you what, the Blue Jays, though, to fight back the way they did, the emotional roller coaster that Russell Martin went through, you throw a ball back, you'll never see that in a million throws back to the pitcher. Hits the bat and ricochets off. And the play was called correctly. And for them to come back and be able to put these points on the board and take the lead in this crazy half inning, this crazy inning, I should say, it's amazing.
Sam Dyson, a former Blue Jay, pitched in 2 games for Toronto back in 2012. Got into it with his former teammate Encarnacion earlier, following the Bautista home run.
Funny thing is, he and Marcus Stroman played double-A ball together, and he actually taught Stroman his sinker.
Wow. Tulowitzki 0 for 3. 2 on, 2 out.
This entire ballpark, most of it, 90% of it, they're on their feet still.
As crazy as this inning has been, They were one pitch away from getting out of it even after 3 errors. So you've got to give the Blue Jays some credit. You make that many mistakes and an opportunity for an offense to get going like this, you're going to get burned. But somebody had to deliver. And they came up with some big hits to do it. He got lost, didn't he?
The 3-1 from Dyson. Popped up. Foul territory. A 53-minute inning finally comes to an end. Hamels knocked out of the game. A crazy play in the top half. The throw from Martin hits the bat of Chu. Odor scores. Rangers took a 3-2 lead. But then after 3 Texas errors, Bautista goes deep, and now the dugouts have emptied again.
This thing's not close to being over. You know, after the pop-up to Tulowitzki, Dyson came up from behind him and just gave him one of those gestures like, hey, just this friendly gesture, I thought Tulo took exception to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think the emotions that Dyson has gone through in this inning have boiled over. The frustration apparent in the exchange between Dyson and Tulowitzki is what
Here's what happened.
both
Dyson
benches
just gave him
back on the
a
field.
little tap, said, hey, man, it's over. He's like, why are you touching me? And the next thing you know, it goes to another level. So here it is, Dyson, the inning's over. And Tulo's like, hey, man, we're fighting against each other. I'm not your pal right now.
What an inning. What a game. What a series. Finally, the 8th inning. Prince Fielder leads off for the Rangers, who now trail by 3. Justin Smoke now at first base for the Jays. And behind the plate, Gianna Navarro. Fielder fouls one off down the left field line. 1-1. Following a 53-minute 7th inning. Bottom of the inning took 30. So Sanchez back on the mound after a long delay. We've seen the dugouts empty twice. One of the craziest plays you'll ever see in the top of the 7th, and then that man, Jose Bautista, went deep. While Sam Dyson giving the Jays a 6-3 lead, and now Fielder leads off the 8th with a base hit to left field. Well, a tremendous day of postseason action continues next here on FS1 with another winner-take-all Game 5. It's the Astros and the Royals with a trip to the ALCS on the line. And then tomorrow, Game 5 from Dodger Stadium. Mets and Dodgers on TBS.
You never know what's going to happen. Wow.
This is the first ever winner-take-all game played here at Rogers Center. Blue Jays had an ALCS Game 7 against Kansas City back in '85 at Exhibition Stadium. For the Rangers, it's their 3rd winner-take-all game in a series. They split the previous 2.
Don't forget, too, chances to clinch series in the postseason. Texas franchise 4-8. They were 3 routine plays away from being 6 outs away from the ALCS.
They committed 3 errors in the bottom of the 7th inning. Beltre up the middle, diving stop by Goins. Tulowitzki the turn, and the throw gets away from Smoke.
Tulo does that spin a lot. What a play by Goins. The difference with Tulo spinning and the play you saw in New York with Tejada and Utley is you got Prince Fielder running. So watch Tulo get this. He knows who's running, and by the time he gets his feet turned around, he's not going to get hit.
Boy, another beautiful play by Goins. Such great first step quickness, the range. Turn a hit into an out.
A lot of folks talk about he deserves a Gold Glove at second base in the American League. We've seen a lot of it. He's flashing the leather. But watch Tulo here when he pirouettes. He's set. Prince isn't even in the picture.
So now Beltre on at first with one out. Moreland 0 for 13 in the series.
You know how big that play was? We're looking at first and second. No outs, and you're going to a couple guys that got some thunder coming up, and Moreland and Josh Hamilton.
As potential tying runs. Now Sanchez, the sinker ball pitcher, one pitch away from getting off the field.
This umpiring crew is not liked too well here tonight, but they've made the calls right.
Well, remember, too, no left-handed reliever available for Toronto. Moreland in the box, Josh Hamilton on deck.
There's David Price. Brett Cecil to his right, injured earlier in the series.
We were thinking Brett Cecil was the guy that got tossed, so clearly he was not the player that got tossed out. Enjoying the scene. The calf muscle kept him on. He got hurt on a ground ball, on a rundown actually, as he was defending.
We are told it was Mark Burley who was ejected for coming out on the field because he is not on the postseason roster.
He's come out 3 times, and so they kicked him out.
The 3-1 to Moreland. Missing away, first and second for the Rangers with one out here in the 8th. Today's telecast is sponsored by the Quesarito and Volcano Quesarito Big Boxes. Grab them at Taco Bell. By Cricket Wireless, something to smile about. And by Esurance, the official sponsor of Major League Baseball. John Gibbons out to the mound.
Closing time comes early.
That will be all for Aaron Sanchez. 20-year-old Roberto Osuna. 20 saves during the regular season, comes on with one out in the 8th. The Texas Rangers, who had a 2-0 lead in this game, they led 3-2. Shin-Soo Choo with a homer in the 3rd inning. 2 hits for Odor. 2 on, 1 out. Potential time run at the plate as the 20-year-old Osuna gets set to face Hamilton, who he struck out in game 2.
This is most dangerous pitch right here, though. That first pitch to Josh Hamilton. Do him a breaking ball. If that was a fastball, he was coming out of his shoes.
Yeah, that was the slider. His best pitch to neutralize lefties. A great changeup.
Hamilton doubled his last time up. Fell off to the right side, 0-2. Osuna, 1 of his 20 saves this season. Of at least 5 outs. A 6-out save back in June in Tampa. That was his first career save.
Look, I like the move. You go with your guy right here. It's the best you got coming out of that pen. Go get it, big boy. It's yours.
The 0-2 to Hamilton high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
John Gibbons had no choice. Talked about no left-handed relievers, and Sanchez had faced 4 left-handed hitters in this game. Retired only 1 of them.
Osuna With Andrews on deck, Osuna, the youngest player in Major League Baseball. Born in 1995.
This kid's got a loose arm bringing it. This is the time of year. I mean, if this was back Mariano Rivera, you think he isn't coming in right now? Shut this down for your club. Go get your guy.
2 show fastballs. See if he goes back soft right here.
2-2 to Hamilton. He got a piece of it.
I think he's doing him a favor right there, throwing a 90-mile-an-hour changeup. When you're throwing 97 and you come back and your changeup's 90.
Yeah, that's the slider there. He hasn't shown the changeup yet.
Yeah, a little bit of a slide.
I think he wanted to backdoor that one and actually leaked over the plate.
I'll tell you what, for a tough game, Del Scott's been on his game. This ball's away. It's a good call, no call. Down.
Great take by Josh Hamilton.
Payoff pitch from Osuna.
That was beautiful. Here it is. Power against power. Let's go back and take a look at how he was able to put away Josh Hamilton right there. The young man comes in out of the pin. He gets a little slider right there. Comes back with another breaking ball. Right here, you're wasting pitches. Up and away. Another one up. And then he's going to come back with this slider right there. Fastball down. That's the one he wanted it. And then he said, here it is. I'm coming after you. Power against power. Let's reach back and go get it. Wow.
Osuna strikes out Hamilton for the second time in this series. Here's Andrews with 2 outs. He's 0 for 2 against Osuna in the ALDS. Foul back, 1-1.
20 years old and the kid gives away nothing. In a game that has gone absolutely haywire. People losing emotions. And now in the hands of a 20-year-old kid. Looks like he's playing ball on a Saturday morning.
Looking to become the second youngest pitcher in baseball history to record a postseason save. Don Gullett was 19 when he recorded a save back in 1970.
Every pitch with a purpose. And this is the other part about having Navarro in the game now, guiding him through the 2 catchers that have caught him most of the year, Russell Martin and now Navarro in the game, following their lead, never shaking off, going with what they feel that he should throw.
2-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Elvis Andrews at the plate, 2 outs, top of the 8th inning. Rangers took a 3-2 lead at the top of the 7th on a wild play, and then the Blue Jays would answer, playing the game under protest with 4 in the bottom of the 7th. The 2-2.
That's a good conversation right here. A little break it up. We're going to change our signs. And that's exactly what this conversation is. It's not necessarily how do you feel, what do you want to throw. It's they're changing their signs. A lot of times when you have a veteran player like an Adrian Beltre sitting out at second base for as long as he's been out there, you guard against the tipping of the sign.
Game 5, Astros-Royals up next.
Well, if it's anything like this, they're in for a treat.
Following their wild game 4, the comeback by Kansas City, down 4 runs in the 8th.
I think you can't sit here and try to throw fastballs by him. You got to mix in a wrinkle.
I think that's the conversation. Elvis is having a great at bat, but seeing the same speed every pitch. The danger is, of course, the slider. If it's hung, it goes a long way.
Seventh pitch of the at-bat. Osuna runs the ball. We head to the bottom of the eighth in Toronto. Blue Jays by 3. Should be part of the biggest seventh inning stretch. Post your photos and videos with hashtag the big seventh and hashtag contest for a chance to win tickets to World Series 4. Gianna Navarro leads off for the Blue Jays. Bottom of the eighth inning against Jake Diekman, making his 4th appearance of this series. Came over in the deal with Cole Hamels at the deadline from Philadelphia.
Remember that pinch ran Dalton Pompey for Russell Martin. And that's how Navarro got in the game. He was keeping score at home.
Blue Jays sent 9 men to the plate in the 7th inning. They scored 4 runs on 3 hits and 3 Texas errors.
Wow. I mean, that's what hurts. Home runs are things like that. Errors are going to happen as part of the game, but man, those are the things you think about in the offseason. That will eat you up.
The first 3 Blue Jays reached on errors in the 7th. 2 committed by Elvis Andrus, who struck out to end the top half of the 8th inning as well.
But Batista's blow made them pay. They're still close to wiggling out. And I'm telling you, that was one of the all-time playoff I'm going to watch my bomb.
Center field, Stubbs. 1 out.
You talk about ice water in the veins of Osuna. What an unbelievable pitch. He did go to the slider and executed perfectly off the black. That's a lot of excitement from John Gibbons right there. That's as much as you'll get from John Gibbons.
John Gibbons is one cool customer, man.
He really is.
He is one cool cat.
John Gibbons, who last participated in a postseason series in the major leagues in 1986 when he was the bullpen catcher for the New York Mets.
What happened in '86?
Game 6 was a fairly wild game. World Series.
And while all that was going on, that crazy inning in '86, what was John Gibbons doing? He was catching Dwight Gooden in the bullpen.
With horses in the bullpen at Shea Stadium with him, protecting people from going on the field in the event of Boston winning. So Dwight was popping the mitt in the bullpen, and every time he popped the mitt, the horses would jump.
So John
that
Gibbons,
was not an easy bullpen session.
John Gibbons, in a way, a part of that inning and the 7th inning in this game. As Pilar flies out to Stubbs, 2 away. Well, T-Mobile wants fans to share their passion, be part of the biggest 7th inning stretch. Post your photos and videos with hashtag the big 7th and hashtag contest for a chance to win tickets to World Series Game 4.
Tell you guys, before the game, we were asking Jeff Bannister, what do you need for Cole today?
And what was his answer?
We get 4 runs. We're good. They had their defense in.
Goins fouls out to Andrus to end the inning. We head to the 9th in Game 5. Odor, Jimenez, Stubbs due up for Texas. We head to the 9th. Blue Jays with 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th to take the lead. And now Roberto Osuna, who struck out Hamilton and Andrews to end the 8th. We'll try and close things out. Facing Woodhead, Odor leading off for the Rangers. Here in the top of the 9th inning, he has 2 hits today.
And this kid has been incredible too. Talking about Osuna, the series that Odor has had, amazing.
Only 2 teams in the history of the division series out of 29 have lost the first 2 games at home and come back to win the series. The 2001 Yankees over Oakland, 2012 Giants over the Reds. Cole Hamels started the game for Texas. 1 and 2 on Odor.
Yeah, Odor's got to think smaller here now. Gave himself 1 big swing. Now it's survival time.
Rangers trail by 3. Mike Napoli in the on-deck circle to pinch hit. Today's Bank of America play of the game. We take you back to the bottom of the 7th inning. Jose Bautista, his second home run of this series. Broke open a tie game. Gave the Blue Jays a 6-3 advantage.
That was just dirty. That's one of the nastiest bat flips you'll ever see. It almost looked like he was staring into the camera. He stood there, take a picture, then flipped it. Wow.
That's the baseball equivalent in basketball. It's posterizing your opponent.
You ain't lying.
Wow.
Over 49,000 on their feet here in Toronto. The 1-2 from Osuna. Called off to the left side.
Yeah, and how great a hitter this kid's going to be. He doesn't even know what he's doing yet. As far as setting up guys, being able to see through the league and everything, he's just letting it rip. His hand-eye coordination. When he really starts to put it all together, we're looking at a guy that's going to hit 25 homers and hit about 320, 330. Took a little off of this. Got him out in front. That's why you heard that funny sound. Sounds like he broke the bat. Got him to reach on something.
And got him on the changeup. Mr. Defense today has been Ryan Goins.
He can pick it.
So Osuna has retired all 3 batters he has faced. Mike Napoli. The pinch hit for Jimenez. The Blue Jays have not won a postseason game at home since October of '93. You may have heard about Joe Carter. They lost the first 2 of this series here at Rogers Center, and then won 2 games down at Arlington, Texas. 1-1.
Keeps looking at his finger there. I'm wondering if he's got a developing a blister. That ball's flying off his fingers. 97 every pitch.
2-1.
I'm wondering if he's got a pulse.
So he keeps looking at
it again. Yeah.
I'm telling you that. That's not good.
A 2-1. And Napoli drives this one into the left field corner. Foul ball.
I think that was fair. Napoli's saying I think it's fair.
Call made by the left field umpire Alfonso Marquez.
Foul ball. Not much room down there, but it found the foul territory.
Tell you got to give credit where credit's due. This umpiring crew, for the 5 games we've had them, have been really good. They've been good around the plate, on the bases, and some controversial calls today. They nailed them without the review.
Well, I like the way they've worked together as a team. Getting together, no egos in the way. Get it right, job one, they've done that.
And had to keep the peace on 3 draws in this series. Osuna keeps looking at that finger. He's just gutting through it right now, but he's throwing it all. The changeup, the slider, 96, 97 on the fastball.
Texas Rangers down to their final out. Will Venable to pinch hit. Wins for the Jays during the regular season.
When he gets this final out, the roof is going to blow off this place. My goodness.
The 1-1.
He's just reaching back straight cheddar. Here it is. I'm bringing it.
There were no camera phones back in '93.
Off the plate.
There was no Roberto Osuna back in 1993.
Tell you, man, I gotta give Dale Scott some props. You know how tough that is not to call that pitch right there?
Backdoor slider off the plate.
Tell you what, the Rangers didn't die though. Every at bat this half inning. Odor's at bat was a good at bat. Napoli just missed the double down the line. So did Odor down the right field line. Venables battled 3-2, getting good swings. It made it work.
8th pitch of the at bat to Venable. The Blue Jays are heading to the American League Championship Series. Jose Bautista with a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 7th inning to send the Blue Jays to their first ALCS since 1993. A wild game. It took 3 hours, 37 minutes, including a 43-minute inning and then a 53-minute 7th inning that will go down in baseball history.
I've seen postseason games with beanball wars. I've seen postseason games with a fight in the bullpen in Fenway Park. I've seen a brawl between the Yankees and the Red Sox, but I've never seen the kind of raw emotion of the game like we saw today.
As the Blue Jays celebrate, down to the field, Ken.
Jose. Joe Carter once hit a really big home run here. You know all about it. I'm sure you've dreamed of hitting a home run like that. What was that feeling like at that moment?
Obviously, that home run was different as a walk-off, and it was in the World Series. And I can only hope that I get that same opportunity. But right now, we moved on. That was obviously a good result to that at bat. I was looking for something up. I know he throws hard and a lot of sinkers. I swung the first one down. I just said, see it up, and I put a great swing on it, and it felt great. I'm still enjoying it.
On the scale of all the games you've ever played, where did this one rank in intensity?
Intensity and emotion. It's the most emotionally charged game that I've ever played. So many mood swings. We took the lead and we lost it, and all the stuff that was going on. Bottom line is we come out on top and we got to enjoy the victory and move on.
Now you had an epic bat flip. Was that the emotion of the moment of what had happened in the top half just taking over?
It's just the whole game, It's a big game. It's a do-or-die game on a tight series. Winner, obviously advances. I don't mean any disrespect whenever I do anything like that, and I certainly didn't plan it. It was just a moment. I felt it, and I did it, and I'm just glad I was able to help out the team in that moment.
Jose, thank you very much. Kenny, back to you.
Thanks very much, Ken. Jose Bautista, who once played for 4 teams in a season, is the hero. And then Osuna closes things out for the Jays.
So just an incredible game. The intensity and the controversy. You're never going to see another game like this.
This was a team that completely remade itself late in the year to be playoff caliber with trades. But today, you saw some homegrown players rise in the big moments. Ryan Gomes with great plays at second base and treating the end of the game to Aaron Sanchez and Roberto Osuna. Youngsters who grew up a lot in Game 5.
The Blue Jays continue to celebrate as they move on to the ALCS. Russell Martin, who has had more postseason at-bats than any other Canadian-born baseball player in Major League history, is with Ken.
Russell, this isn't just Toronto's team. This isn't just Toronto's team. This is Canada's team. You, of course, are Canadian. What was it like to win in front of this crowd?
I mean, you can hear it right now. I can barely hear you. You're standing right next to me. Unbelievable feeling. I mean, unbelievable energy from the fans. This is awesome. I mean, words can't describe the feelings that are inside me right now.
That crazy play in the top of the 7th when Odor scored the run. How did you see it?
I really didn't see his hand out there. I just, caught the ball, throw it back very casually, and it hit his bat. And then next thing you know, run scores. It's never happened in my life before. So I don't really know what the rule is and all that stuff. He was in the box. I mean, it's just one of those moments. And it created, an opportunity for us to do something special. Jose, the hero, my college teammate, picking me up right there. Unbelievable, man.
How much did that moment energize the team? How much did things change for you?
I mean, you can either there's two ways you can go about it. You can feel sorry for yourself, or you can just go ahead and try and do something about it. And we did something about it. They made a couple mistakes, and we capitalized on that. And that's pretty much the game.
Russell, congratulations. Thank you very much. Kenny, back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Ken. All right, Dickey celebrating his first trip to the postseason. What a game. What a series. For Harold and Tom and Ken, our entire crew, this is Kenny coming up. After this break, we'll send it to our studio in Los Angeles for more post-game coverage.